happens here today is we get back into
Gang signs. Oh, that's funny.
math humor.
Gang signs. Those aren't really gang signs. You make gang signs with your hands, though.
Yeah, why? Why is he graffitiing a brick
I
wall?
think that might be his nose.
Murph is so lame.
Like his other eyes on the other. His hair is weird.
You kind of a bad hair.
No, he has like the most Macklemore.
Why did you draw that?
Oh, that is
so
so
neat.
neat.
You draw that?
Wow,
Yeah.
that's what happens when we have bad humor. Anyway, so here's what happens. We have good old-fashioned a sine b x minus h plus k, and y equals a cosine of b x minus h plus k. What do you think h and k stand for?
Hypotenuse and vertical.
Stop talking.
Horizontal.
H is your horizontal shift, and k is your vertical shift.
Oh, I never realized H and 4 is not.
When what happens here is one of the things that most people tend to forget, and this is pretty indicative of what you guys have done in the past. H and K are not anything new to us. What you guys usually mess up is if the H value, let's say it was x plus 3. That means it's a negative H. Remember, the H value, you change the sign. The K value, you keep the same. Yes, ma'am? What happened?
Oh, I do. Wait. Do I? I gave it to Mike last.
Oh, what a jerk.
I'm so sorry.
He needed it to play top nine.
Maybe if I didn't get unjustly pinched yesterday for wearing green.
Sorry. Anyway, so what's going on here today is that we're going to have this horizontal and vertical shift. And just like every other H and K problem we've ever done, we would always start with the parent function and then draw out the shifted function. Nothing changes here. What you guys did yesterday is you guys basically graphed a bunch of parent functions. Today what we're going to do is we're going to graph that parent function. The thing that's going to be a little bit different is we're going to list out the ordered pairs. When we get to the quiz on Friday, I'm going to ask you guys to list the ordered pairs for both the parent and of the shift and go from there. You're going to see real quick that it's relatively easy. Let's start with this. Y equals. Oh yeah, one thing that does happen from time to time, the K value wanders. K might sometimes be at the back. K might be at the front. The other thing is that will always happen is that your H value will always be in parentheses. The H, we're very excited about that. The H value is always going to be grouped within parentheses. The K value will be tacked on either after the parentheses or be put up in front, just so you guys remember that. So just like yesterday, we started all of our problems by listing. We're going to do the same thing today. What is your A value? What is your B value? What is your H? And what is your K? What's A? Whoa.
3.
B. H. And K. So do we all agree that the only shift to this problem is that everything's going to go down 2 points? Our amplitude is? Our period is? Very good. So here's my top tip of the day.
Mercy.
If you already know that you're just going to have a vertical shift or a single horizontal shift, you might want to make one of the tails of your graphs a little bit longer than the other because you know you're moving some direction. In this case, I know that I have to move my graph downward 2 spots. I'm just going to put my y-axis just up a little bit higher than normal, just to give myself a little bit of room. Okay. We know that our period is pi over 2. What's halfway between 0 and pi over 2?
Pi over 4.
Our other 2-point breaks are at pi over 8 and 3 pi over 8. I know that sine starts where?
0.
It starts at 0, then where does it go?
Or
It goes to A. In this case, A is positive. Back to 0. Opposite of A, back to 0.
Dotted.
Yep, paired functions are always dotted. And like I said, today I'm just going to start by kind of showing you guys what it's going to look like with the ordered pairs. As it gets more complex when you have horizontal and vertical shifts, it's really easy to work with ordered pairs, as opposed to trying to do it all on the graph. 0, 0. Pi over 8. 3. Pi over 4. 0. 3 pi over 8, negative 3, and pi over 2, back to 0. Those were just the 5 points that we just plotted by starting at 0 and going to the 4 quadrants after that. Pi over 8, pi over 4. Yes, sir?
Does this mean Friday is going to be that?
Yes. Friday would be non-calculator. Now, from here, which value do I have to add to? The x value or the y value? Why do I add to the y?
Okay.
Right. Everybody agree? So to all of those points in the y column, or the y coordinates, what do? Subtract 2. So your new set of points become 0, negative 2, pi, 0, negative 2, pi over 8, 1, pi over 4, negative 2, 3 pi over 8. What's negative 3 minus 2? Yes, sir?
On the quiz, are we going to have to find the 40 points and graph it?
Yeah. Yep. Quiz is all, I always write this quiz out to give, they ask you for all the different ordered pairs. I always ask for all the ordered pairs on these. And then it's just a matter of a quick one. And I have to move that down a couple of spots. Just shift to the sign. Yes. Like I said, you will find out today that it is not really all that difficult, especially if you did all the work yesterday without too much of a hassle. Today will come to be not as much of a surprise. There will be a trick involved. It can get kind of messy when you have H's and K's mixed together when you are doing your shifts, especially with the fractions. That's where most people will mess up.
Yeah.
Let's do. You want to do this one? Quote of the year?
Bullshit.
Yes.
That's it.
It was priceless.
Jason said that.
Jason Derulo.
Lena said it.
Case file.
Bullshit.
What? I don't understand.
Is there some context to it?
We were talking about this shifting everything, and Jason said something, and she said, "Bullshit, Jason."
I wish she would act her age.
It was very, very funny.
Today.
Or tomorrow?
Anyway,
So the farther.
so here we go. We've got 2 cosine of 2/3 times quantity x minus pi over 4. Let's tack on a k just so we can combine everything at once. Give me a number.
4.
Plus
2.
1.
Plus
1.
2.
1.
3.
Oh, we already figured it out. Said Miss Redmond.
Okay. Let's just tack on a k, then we can kind of combine one example all at once. Again, the very first thing we're going to do is we always label out our A, B, H, and K. Write down what your amplitude and your period is, and start marking off some points. So your A value is 2. Your B value is 2/3. your h is how much? Is it positive or negative pi over 4?
Pos.
Positive pi over 4.
Positive.
And k is 2. If my a value is 2, what's my amplitude?
2.
Good. What is my period then? How much? Very good, it's 3 pi. Remember, when you're finding the period, you take 2 pi divided by b. In this case, it's 2 pi divided by 2/3, which is 2 pi times 3 over 2. Again, you can just, whenever you have a fractional b value, if you want to just go ahead and multiply by the reciprocal, go for it. There's nothing wrong with that. It works. So that gives you a period of 3 pi. You now have enough information to go ahead and start plotting some stuff out. I know I'm going to have to vertically shift this one up and to the right a little bit, so I'm going to kind of mess around with the way my graph's going to look to start with. This was a cosine problem, right? So I'll just put 3 pi here, 0 here. What's the halfway point? 3 pi over 2. And what are my other two? 3 pi over 4. And what's the last one? 9 pi over 4. Very good. 9 pi over 4. Okay? This was a cosine problem, which means it starts where?
Amplitude.
Well, just not just the amplitude, it starts at the a value, whatever your a value is. So at 0 it's 2, 3 pi over 4, negative 2, 9 pi over 4, and 2. Zero and 2, 3 pi over 4, 0, 3 pi over 2, negative 2, 9 pi over 4, 0, and 3 pi, 2. Again, all I'm doing there is just listing out those 5 points we just plotted. To each of the x coordinates in those ordered pairs, what am I going to have to do to them?
Oh, probably gonna add by
I have to add pi over 4 to each one of those. Now, all the x coordinates already have pi in them. Pretty much 90% of the time, your x values will always have pi in them, unless you had some really weird scenario here. You do, from time to time, get a period that does not have pi in it. I think we did an example yesterday like that. So, if you have the h and the k, could I just go ahead and just add 1/4 to all of that? And it might be a little bit easier to visualize, but remember to put pi in my answers.
Yeah.
So what's 0 and a 4th?
1/4.
So as I'm shifting my ordered pairs, I'm going to get pi over 4, and my vertical shift is 2. So I have to do what to the y values? Add 2. So I have pi over 4 and 4. 3 pi over 4, or 3/4, and a 4th is how much? So I have pi, 2.
Makes that mess.
3/2 and a quarter. Can I also say that it's 3/2 is the same thing as 6 over 4?
Yeah.
6 over 4 and a 4th is how much?
7.
7 over 4. So I have 7 pi over 4. And 0, very good. 9 pi over 4 and a pi over 4 gives me, very good. You get 10 pi over 4, and then you just simplify it right away. So you want to put 5 pi over 2. And lastly, 3 pi can be written as 12 pi over 4. Add a pi over 4 and you get now, these right here just told me where all the next 5 points are going to be. I'm going to kind of run out of space if I started to try to put all those labels in there. Bless you. So I'm just going to do this. If I just mark them through like that, it's not a big deal. Do you agree?
Not a big deal.
I'm sorry. You blow your nose, you gotta blow your nose. Yes, ma'am.
Am I bringing tissue boxes for extra credit because obviously
No, I don't give extra credit for tissue boxes. I don't believe it. I don't care if you bring them. I'm not gonna give anybody extra credit for it.
Friendship points.
Much love. No, I don't believe in that because I don't think that it's fair for kids that can't afford tissue boxes. It's not. I know. People ask me that all the time. So anyway, all I've done here is I just moved all 5 of those points over a little bit. Then I have to move them all up. I know the highest value is going to be at 4. So I'm just going to do this. Thank you. Then I just redraw that out. I've got to do my dot here. And there we go. Again, you'll notice that the actual work of these problems really isn't that difficult. You just have to be very careful when you're working with your fractions. That's the biggest mistake you guys are going to make. Okay? Try one. We'll call it a day.
Yes.
Give you guys one, and we'll call it a day.
Yes.
Try that one.
Where do you want me to write my young math?
So this one's probably
Where's your A, B, H, and K?
all right.
I'm going to ask you to write up the report of the homework. I'm going to ask you to write the original and shoot it.
Oh. Yeah.
The whole idea is giving you break points are always going to be your end, your tail is always bound by a period. So starting at 0, half, half.
And then
The trick is
Why
remember
not?
that sign always starts at 0.
That's what Mark
goes to
did.
A, 0 opposite A, 0. And cosine goes A, 0 opposite A, 0. So if A is negative, it just goes to A.
oh.
I have years of a bad year. I told you not to write there. Not to write here. Can we copy and paste a chunk of it and move it?
Oh,
Because I need to make the
Well,
graph go
after I
farther.
make the points, I'll erase it. How about well, because we don't
Write it
need
on the
these.
board. Richie, write it on the board.
Yeah, draw it on the board.
I'm gonna draw it on the board. Sorry if you can't see it, friends.
do you think there's a microphone in there? Seriously, do you see a microphone anywhere in this? I'm just curious. Is there a microphone in here that you see?
Well,
Hello?
alright, Mark, quick one on the show.
Do you see one?
Not really.
Okay,
Thank you. Hey, thank you.
no problem.
The criticism makes me stronger.
Yes.
Hey, we're gonna use different colors. Cool. Here. Okay, I'll, what do you start with? Let's find this one.
The answer is always the absolute value.
Pi over 2. Pi over 2.
The period is like this series means you high.
We'll make it here though, because we're cramming this. So then pi over 2. Yeah.
I try to give you guys the nasty so I can think about the top of my head. Yeah.
You want me to just make this?
Yeah.
Or do you want me to make this one? Please.
Nationals.
I'll make the parent constant.
Or sure.
Well, yeah, it's a
You play with that. I like her there. She told me.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Ricky told me that one. I'm pretty sure there's 2 pi over 3. Yeah. You had pi over 4. No.
No, I mean,
So what's this one?
Is that you want my study?
That's 11 pi over 16. That one's 11 pi over 16.
You can solve this. I don't think it. I don't think the quiz she said.
No, the rest are right.
I didn't want to make it really one thing on this one. I'd like for you to do it. Is it? Because I was just sitting.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. We're figuring something to figure out. Otherwise, we can talk to her. If you're the person on the
Oh my gosh, this is so sharp.
Oh, come on, just grab some of this. Come on, how about that? Nice. Yes, sir.
No, make this negative 4.
Yes, sir. You always start with the A value. Whatever the A value is, you go to that. And then it goes, cosine goes A, 0, opposite A, 0, back A. Yep. It looks like a stock chart there. I think you would be resourceful when starting your homework. What were the problem numbers so I can just let these yahoos continue to...
Mark, don't do that to us.
I'm not being mean. You guys are doing a good job. They're doing fine. You guys agree?
Yeah.
They're fine. It's just, like I said, the worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to get nasty fractions.
Thank you guys.
So,
Yeah, Richie might have got something wrong in my page.
on page, what page is it? You have it written. 845. Please do numbers.
Negatives.
39 and 43?
That's fine.
Is it 38? I thought it was 39. It's 38? That's 6 of them then, right? Yeah.
Wait, is it just all the ones in that one?
50, 51, 53, and 54. Go ahead and get those done then, please. There's 6 graphs with shifts, and then there are 4 of them that you have to write the equations out similarly to what you guys did yesterday. They're giving you the parent function, but then they ask you that you translate it and do some other funky stuff. All right? Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
For providing us.
Wait, hold on. Let me say. Thank you again.
Alright, we're.
Alright, well, when you keep,
personal,
when you keep the recording in that corner, I start to think
bounded
that that's
by.
Uh-huh. Hold on. Let me see here.
I only see you talking to it.
Why is it so weird? It just goes up.
There, now you can talk to the microphone.
Stop plugging.
Yeah, it's not plugged in. Huh? What's the homework?